Your spouse loves you, but this woman is doing. Open immediately, my beloved child, something has been hidden from you, and the universe chose this exact moment to bring it into the light. Pause. Breathe. Feel that quiet pull in your chest. That is not coincidence. That is recognition. This message did not find you randomly, it arrived because your soul was ready to remember what it already knew but could not yet name. There is a veil lifting now. A gentle unveiling. The divine whispers that what you sensed late at night, what stirred in your intuition without words, was real. You were not imagining it. You were remembering. Timing is sacred, and today the timing aligns with you. Something long concealed is being revealed, not to disturb your peace, but to restore it. Listen closely. This is where truth softens into clarity. Your spouse loves you, but this woman is doing. Open immediately. These words appear not to cause fear, but to awaken discernment. Love still exists. The bond is still present. Yet the universe is guiding your awareness toward what has been quietly influencing the space around that love. This is not about blame, it is about sight. When you see clearly, you are free to choose clearly. Hidden currents have been moving beneath the surface, and your spirit felt them before your mind could explain them. That is why you are here now. The divine does not rush revelations, it reveals them when the heart is strong enough to hold the truth with grace. You are stronger than you realize. Strong enough to receive clarity without losing compassion. Strong enough to stand in truth without losing love. This message comes as a gentle nudge, not a warning. The universe speaks softly when it wants you to lean in. It invites you to open your eyes, not your wounds. To trust your intuition, not your fear. There is a reason this revelation arrives now, because destiny is rearranging itself in your favor. You are protected. You are guided. Nothing that belongs to you can be taken from you. What is being revealed is meant to heal. Align and elevate your path. Even what feels confusing now will soon make sense. The divine never exposes without also providing wisdom, peace, and a next step filled with light. Take this message as confirmation that you are not alone. Your journey is watched over. Your heart is being prepared for deeper understanding, honest connection, and renewed purpose. What unfolds from here leads toward clarity, not chaos, toward hope, not doubt. Stay with this message. Watch this video completely, because what comes next holds the key your spirit has been asking for. If this resonated with you, honor the guidance by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel, so this light can reach others who are waiting for their moment of truth. I also want to pass on a time-sensitive message from the moon to you, and you need to hear it today. A subtle yet powerful energy will push you to make a critical decision by the end of the week. You won't find the answer in your horoscope, so don't bother looking there. Click the link in the description to see your free personalized video moon reading. I was amazed at how accurate my reading was, and I know you will feel the same. I speak now in the quiet place where your heart listens before your mind argues. I am the one who formed you when no one was watching, who counted your breaths before you learned to count your fears. I know why these words stopped you. I know the tightening in your chest, the questions rushing ahead of your peace. Do not turn away. Open immediately, not with suspicion, but with awareness. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to reveal what has been hidden, not to accuse, but to awaken. There is more happening around you than your eyes have been trained to see, and more happening within you than you have dared to name. Your spouse loves you. Let that truth stand first, because love is not as fragile as your worries make it seem. Love, when rooted in truth, survives confusion, distance, even silence. I see the sincerity in your spouse's heart, the quiet ways they choose you even when words fail. Yet love can exist alongside distraction, and loyalty can stand while boundaries blur. This is where discernment is required, not panic. I do not speak in chaos. I speak in clarity that comes slowly, like dawn, if you are willing to stay still long enough to see, this woman you sense, she is not the storm you think she is, but she is not without influence. Influence is subtle. It does not announce itself. It arrives through shared moments, unguarded conversations, laughter that lingers a second too long, advice given without wisdom. She may not even know the role she is playing, or she may know and hide it behind innocence. I see intention where you see confusion, and I see confusion where you assume intention. That is why you must listen carefully to me, not to fear. Not to imagination, not to voices that thrive on suspicion. I am revealing this not to plant doubt, but to invite maturity. You have prayed for truth, and truth rarely arrives wrapped in comfort. It arrives wrapped in responsibility. You are being asked to rise above reactive thinking and step into quiet authority. Do not spy. Do not accuse. Do not harden your heart. Those actions close doors I am trying to open. Instead, become observant without becoming cold. Become grounded without becoming guarded. Trust does not mean blindness, and awareness does not mean distrust. There are patterns you have overlooked because you wanted peace more than clarity. I understand that desire. Peace feels safer than questions. But real peace is not the absence of tension, it is the presence of truth. I am not exposing this moment to break what you cherish, but to strengthen it before weakness turns into damage. I repair foundations before walls crack. What you are sensing now is not betrayal, it is a warning before misalignment takes root. This woman's role is not to replace you. Hear me clearly. No one can take your place. What is yours by covenant cannot be stolen by proximity. But attention, when left unguarded, can wander. Emotional space, when left undefined, can invite confusion. I am calling you to address the unseen before it becomes visible. Speak life into your marriage. Speak clarity into your home. Silence, when used wisely, listens. Silence, when used wrongly, assumes. Ask me for wisdom before you ask questions of people. I know you want immediate answers. I know you want certainty you can hold in your hands. But faith grows when you walk, not when you rush. I am teaching you to trust my timing over your instincts. You have been interpreting signs through fear, and fear distorts even innocent moments. Breathe. Return to me. I will not reveal more than you are prepared to handle with grace. There is also something within you that must be addressed. This moment is not only about your spouse or this woman. It is about the parts of you that feel unseen, the prayers you stopped voicing because you thought they were too small or too repetitive. When love feels threatened, it often reveals where we have placed our security. I am inviting you to anchor yourself in me again, not in reassurance from people, not in constant checking, not in imagined scenarios. Your spouse's heart is not drifting away, but it is tired. Tired people seek lightness without realizing the cost. This is not condemnation, it is human frailty. Meet tiredness with kindness, not interrogation. Restore connection through presence, not pressure. I am already working where you cannot see, nudging thoughts, softening attitudes, closing doors that never should have been opened. Trust my work even when it is quiet. Do not compare yourself to this woman. Comparison is a thief that steals joy and distorts identity. You were not created to compete, you were created to complete a purpose no one else can fulfill in the way you do. Your worth is not measured by attention received or withheld. It is established by me, unchanging, unthreatened. When you remember who you are, fear loses its grip. This message feels heavy because it matters. But heaviness does not mean danger. It means significance. I would not interrupt your spirit if there were not something valuable to protect. You are being trusted with awareness because you are capable of handling it with wisdom. I am not asking you to act hastily. I am asking you to stay awake, watch your words in the coming days. Words build paths others walk on. Speak peace into conversations that could become tense. Speak truth gently, when the time is right. Not everything must be said immediately. Timing is as holy as honesty. Let me guide both. I am closer than your worry suggests. I am not absent from your marriage, from your thoughts, from this moment. I see the whole picture, not just the fragment that startled you into reading this. And there is more I will reveal, but not all at once. Revelation is a process, not an explosion. Stay with me. Do not rush ahead of my voice. Open immediately did not mean open your fear. It meant open your awareness, open your patience, open your trust in me. There are layers to this situation, and the next layer will only make sense if you remain grounded in love. Not suspicion. I am leading you somewhere safer than certainty. I am leading you into wisdom, and now, as you sit with these words, feel how your heart is still beating, how peace is quietly returning beneath the questions. That is me, steady, present, unshaken. Do not move yet. Do not conclude yet. There is more I need to show you about what is forming beneath the surface, about the conversation that has not happened, about the choice that will soon be placed before you, about the protection already set in motion, about the truth that will come to light not through confrontation but through alignment, and about the strength you are about to discover in yourself when you realize that love guided by wisdom cannot be easily disturbed. And that what you feared was slipping away is actually being refined, and that this moment you thought was a warning of loss is actually an invitation into deeper understanding. If you are willing to stay, to listen, and to let me continue speaking, because what comes next will only make sense when you are ready to hear that the real revelation is not about her, not even about your spouse, but about the role you are being called to step into now, as the one who chooses trust with discernment, love with boundaries, and faith without fear, as I begin to uncover the part you have not yet seen. The part that explains why this message found you at this exact moment, when the timing was precise. When your spirit was quiet enough to hear, when the path ahead was about to divide, and when the next step will require you to decide whether you will walk forward with me into clarity, or pause here and let uncertainty speak louder than truth, because what I am about to reveal next is connected to a decision that has not yet been made, and a door that has not yet been fully closed, and the way you respond will shape what unfolds from here. So remain still, remain open, remain listening. Because I am not finished, and this is only the beginning of what I am showing you about what is really happening, about what is protected, and about what is about to change as I continue to speak and draw you deeper into understanding where this path truly leads and why this message could not have come any earlier, and could not have waited any longer. Because now is the moment when you must see that everything unfolding is connected, and that the next words I speak will reveal the meaning behind the tension you feel right now, as I begin to show you that the meaning behind the tension you feel right now is not what you assumed, and it is deeper than the surface story your thoughts have been replaying. I am guiding you to see that tension is often the signal that something is being realigned. When a structure is adjusted, there is pressure before balance. What you feel is not the sign of something breaking apart, but the sign of something being repositioned into truth. Listen carefully now. Because this is where many misunderstand me. You think revelation always comes to expose another person. But often, revelation comes to expose a season. You are standing at the edge of a transition you did not plan, but one that has been planned for you. This moment is not accidental. The awareness you feel rising is not meant to turn you into a watcher of others, but a guardian of what matters. There is a difference between watching in fear and watching in wisdom. I am teaching you the latter. This woman, her presence, her influence, her proximity, these are not the core issue. They are a mirror showing where boundaries have been left undefined, where communication has been postponed, where emotional needs were assumed instead of expressed. Nothing grows in the dark without intention. Even confusion has a beginning. I am pulling this into the light early, while choice is still possible and outcomes are still flexible. Your spouse's heart has not betrayed you, but it has been carrying weight in silence. Silence can be holy when it is prayerful, but it becomes dangerous when it replaces connection. I see the unspoken exhaustion, the desire to feel understood without having to explain. When understanding is not cultivated at home, it is sometimes found in fragments elsewhere, not out of disloyalty, but out of weariness. This is not an excuse, it is an explanation. And understanding and explanation gives you power to respond wisely rather than react emotionally. I am calling you to lead without controlling, to protect without accusing, to love without clinging. These are not easy callings. They require strength that does not announce itself. Strength that listens. Strength that waits. Strength that trusts me to work behind the scenes while you remain steady in the visible world. This is how restoration begins, quietly, intentionally, without spectacle. There are conversations that will come, but they are not for today. Timing matters. Words spoken too early can harden hearts, words spoken too late can miss their purpose. I will show you when to speak. Until then, watch how your spouse responds to your presence. Notice what happens when you choose warmth over withdrawal, curiosity over suspicion, patience over pressure. You will see shifts before explanations. Those shifts are my fingerprints. I know your thoughts want certainty. I know you want to label this situation so you can place it somewhere safe or confrontable. But some things cannot be labeled yet because they are still forming. You are being trained to live without rushing to conclusions. This discipline will serve you far beyond this moment. It will shape how you love, how you trust, how you hear me in the future. Do not underestimate the power of alignment. When you align your heart with truth, other hearts feel it. When you align your actions with peace, confusion loses its footing. You do not need to compete for attention that is already bound to you by covenant. What is required now is presence that feels safe, not presence that feels monitored. Create an atmosphere where honesty can breathe. I will do the rest. There is also something you must release. You have been carrying a narrative that says love must always feel secure to be real. That is not true. Love deepens through moments of vulnerability, through choosing trust when proof feels incomplete. Faith is not the absence of doubt, it is the decision not to let doubt lead. You are being invited into a more mature form of trust, one that sees clearly without becoming cynical. This situation is also revealing your sensitivity. You are perceptive. You notice shifts others ignore. This is a gift, but every gift requires discipline. Without discipline, perception becomes anxiety. With discipline, perception becomes wisdom. Ask me to help you filter what you sense so that you respond from truth, not fear. I am faithful to do this when you ask sincerely. There is protection around your marriage that you cannot see. Doors you never noticed have already been closed. Opportunities that could have caused damage have quietly dissolved. This is not because of your vigilance, but because of my faithfulness. I guard what is surrendered to me. Continue to surrender this situation instead of trying to manage it alone. You may be tempted to test loyalty, to look for reassurance, to seek confirmation through indirect means. Resist that urge. Tests create pressure, not clarity. Assurance that is demanded rarely satisfies. Assurance that is cultivated through connection lasts. Choose the long road of rebuilding intimacy, even if it feels slower than confrontation. Slow work creates lasting results. There will come a moment when something small is said, something seemingly insignificant, that reveals the direction things are moving. Do not dismiss that moment. It will not arrive dramatically. It will arrive quietly, like a sentence that lands differently, like an openness you did not expect, like a softness that returns. When that happens, recognize it as movement, not coincidence. I am also preparing you for the possibility that your role here is not to fix, but to hold steady while I do the fixing. This requires humility. It requires resisting the need to control outcomes. You cannot protect love by tightening your grip on it. You protect love by nurturing it. Fear starves love, trust feeds it. Your identity is not threatened here. You are not being replaced, compared, or diminished. You are being refined. Refinement feels uncomfortable because it removes what is unnecessary. In this season, I am removing assumptions, expectations that were never spoken, patterns of avoidance, and habits of emotional self-protection. What remains will be stronger, clearer, more resilient. There is wisdom in waiting, and there is courage in restraint. You are practicing both now, even if it does not feel like it. Every time you choose not to let your thoughts spiral, every time you choose kindness over coldness, every time you choose prayer over accusation, you are participating in the outcome you desire. Remember this. Not every influence is meant to be confronted. Some are meant to be outgrown. As your marriage strengthens, what does not belong will lose relevance on its own. This is how alignment works. When the center is strong, the periphery adjusts. I am not asking you to ignore your intuition. I am asking you to anchor it in me. Intuition without grounding becomes fear. Intuition with faith becomes guidance. Bring what you sense to me before you bring it to anyone else. Let me interpret it with you. The reason this message feels unfinished is because the situation itself is still unfolding. You are in the middle, not at the end. Middle seasons require endurance more than action. They require trust more than answers. I am with you in this middle, just as much as I am at the beginning and the resolution. Soon, you will notice a shift in yourself before you notice it in others. You will feel steadier, less reactive, more anchored. That inner shift is the true sign that things are moving in the right direction. Outer circumstances follow inner alignment. Do not rush to resolve what is meant to teach you patience. Do not close your heart in an attempt to protect it. I am teaching you how to stand in love without losing yourself. This lesson will echo into every relationship you hold dear. Stay close to me. Stay observant. Stay gentle. There is more unfolding beneath the surface, more clarity forming, more truth preparing to rise, but it will come in layers, not all at once. And as you remain here, listening, breathing, choosing trust again and again, you will begin to understand why this moment was necessary, why this awareness came now, and why the next part of what I am revealing cannot yet be spoken fully. Because it depends on how you walk forward from here, on what you choose to nurture, on what you choose to release, and on whether you will continue to listen when the voice inside grows quieter, softer, more precise, guiding you not toward fear, not toward suspicion, but toward a deeper peace that has not yet fully revealed itself. And toward an understanding that will make sense only when you are ready to see how everything you are experiencing now is connected to what is coming next, and why this unfolding cannot be rushed, and why I am asking you to remain right here, open, attentive, and willing to hear what I will speak when the time is right, as this revelation continues to move forward. Layer by layer, moment by moment, without conclusion yet, because the story is still being written, and I am still speaking. So listen now as I bring this revelation to its resting place, not with fear, not with accusation, but with understanding that settles your spirit instead of stirring it. I am not a God of loose ends. I do not awaken your awareness only to abandon you in uncertainty. I complete what I begin. And what I began in you with this message was not suspicion, it was discernment. Discernment is calm. Discernment is steady. Discernment does not rush to judgment, it waits for truth to reveal itself fully. The tension you felt was the sound of your spirit waking up. Not to danger, but to responsibility. Love is not passive. Love is attentive. Love protects not by controlling, but by tending. I have shown you what needed to be seen so that what matters can be preserved. That is my nature. I warn before harm. I illuminate before confusion becomes damage. Your spouse's love is real. Anchor yourself there. Love is not proven by perfection, but by return. And what you will see, if you continue to walk in patience, is a return to alignment, a quiet recalibration of priorities, a soft closing of emotional doors that never should have remained open. Not because you demanded it, but because truth has a way of drawing people back to where they belong. This woman's influence will fade, not through confrontation, but through irrelevance. When clarity enters, confusion loses power. When boundaries strengthen, misplaced closeness dissolves naturally. You do not need to remove her, alignment will do that work. I handle what you cannot touch. Trust me with that, there is a lesson here about your own heart as well. You are learning that strength does not always feel loud. Sometimes strength feels like restraint. Sometimes courage looks like choosing not to react. You are growing into a steadiness that will serve you long after this moment passes. What you gain here is not just peace in your marriage, it is wisdom for your future. I know you wondered if you were being warned of loss. You are not. You are being prepared for depth. Depth requires honesty, presence, and intentional connection. Superficial peace avoids tension, lasting peace works through it. You are being invited into the latter. In the days ahead, you will notice small changes. A softness in tone. A renewed effort. A desire to reconnect that feels genuine, not forced. Do not interrogate those changes. Receive them. Nurture them. Respond with openness. Restoration grows best in an environment free from accusation, and if doubts attempt to return, remember this. I do not reveal to alarm you. I reveal to align you. If something were meant to harm you, I would have removed it without your awareness. The fact that you were invited into understanding means you are part of the solution, not the victim of the problem. Your role now is simple, though not easy. Remain grounded. Remain kind. Remain attentive. Speak when guided, not when provoked. Love with clarity. Trust with wisdom. Let me carry what feels too heavy for you to hold. This season will not define you by fear, but by growth. When you look back, you will see this as the moment your love matured, your faith deepened, and your voice learned when to be still and when to speak. You will recognize that what felt like a warning was actually protection wrapped in insight. I am proud of the way you listened instead of panicking. I am near in the moments you feel unsure. I am active even when you feel still. Nothing is slipping through my hands. Nothing is unraveling beyond repair. What is yours is guarded, and now, release the tension from your body. Let your thoughts rest. You do not need to replay this message searching for hidden threats. Everything you needed to hear has been spoken plainly, layered gently, timed intentionally. The door you feared was opening is already closing. The bond you feared was weakening is being strengthened. The clarity you asked for has begun its work. Walk forward in peace. Trust what is being restored. Remain open, but not afraid. This revelation is complete. I have said what needed to be said. And now, you may rest. Amen.